Yeah.
Um, what's going on, guys? It's Poet Q here, man. I got the one and only, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What's up? This is Nito, coming
Let us
from the
know what's
Bay.
going on.
You
Hey,
already know. Oakland, California.
all right, man. So I kind of want to start off. It's funny. I heard this question in the beginning of your project that you
Yeah.
had did. Tears in the Rain. If you guys don't know, man, by my guy Nito, phenomenal
Hmm.
fucking project. So the first question that you asked was, what do you want to be in the future?
Yeah.
And my question to you is what do you see yourself in the future? What is it that you want to do?
Damn. I mean, yeah, when I wrote that, I was actually like I was talking to myself actually, because that's a loaded question and everything, but
Right.
I want to say in 5 years I want to be top five at the moment. Not of all time,
Okay,
because
okay, 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 okay.
yeah, not I'm not there yet, but I want to be. I'm
Right.
talking about like in the moment, like right now we got Kendrick, Cole, we got who else? We got Lil Baby, we got Roddy. In
Right.
my opinion,
Hey.
those are like like
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, all of them.
yeah, all of them. But I want to be in that realm. I want to have a long career, most definitely though.
For
You
sure.
know, I don't want to be like a short stint or anything.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. So as far as where you live at, how has Oakland, California shaped you as a person and an artist?
Yeah, it's made me like who I am. It's like the way I think, not even the way like I act. Cause like the way I act, I get it from like my friends, and I have friends all over the Bay.
Right,
But
right,
like Oakland really shaped me like how to react to certain situations. You
right, right,
can't you can't go out here acting stupid and everything. So you gotta think things through. You gotta be smart, whether it be street smart or just overall knowing your surroundings.
right. Hmm.
I feel like that's really formed me like as a person, but
Right,
like most definitely like as an artist as well, you know.
right. So there's a lot of heavy influence by Kendrick, through that
Hmm.
that you hear through the
Yeah.
music. So I just wanted you to speak to that a little bit, just as far as how Kendrick might have impacted you as an artist.
Yeah, he's not even as an artist, just like as a person.
Right.
Like his albums, Good Kid, Mad City, Section 80, To Pimp a Butterfly, all those albums really not only showed me how to be more creative and everything,
Hmm.
but like also how to think differently.
Right.
Uh, what do you call him, woke? Yeah, I guess he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's like socially aware, I guess. But
Right.
uh, like let me show you. Let me think of a song like Mama. I
Hmm.
feel like that one, like when he says, I don't know if you've done like a deep dive into that song, but like I think it's talking about like, oh, tell your homies especially to come back home. He's not
Yeah.
talking about Compton, he's talking about Africa. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's
Right.
like, I feel like those levels and different meanings in the songs really like showed me how to think deeper and search for something like deeper within. Like I'm Mexican, but I was born in Oakland.
Right.
So it's like, how do I look into my past and like my roots and find something deeper and to like showcase the world like my heritage and like just overall just like who I am and where I'm from. If that makes sense. How do
Right.
I put Oakland on and how do I put Mexico on at the same time? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
But yeah, it really showed me how to express myself.
No, that's super dope. Me being, I'm kind of like you in a way. Like, as far as I love music. So for me, it's when I listen to an album, I'm not listening just to like surface level. I always listen to try to see if I can find something deeper. So when To Pimp a Butterfly came out, I remember I was at home, like laying on the floor,
Yeah.
just listening, like, oh man, this man going crazy. I remember I got on the net and it was like a lot of people, like, when it first came out, I don't feel like received it well. Like, some people did, like
Yeah.
the people who love hip hop did, but like people who was looking
Hmm.
for like a certain type of music, like they
Yeah.
wasn't really giving it that kind of vibe. But I
Yeah.
think overall it was a nice project.
Yeah. Because when you compare Good Kid, Mad City and To Moon Butterfly, they're like polar opposites.
Polar opposites,
Yeah,
whole
like
different realm.
yeah, like one's a hood record and one's like jazz. That's like what the fuck, you
Yeah,
know?
but I think that speaks to his artistry, though. That you have
Yeah,
that range to be able to. I can put the song to get the party hype, but like if y'all want to know, saying chill out and think about some shit, I can do that for y'all as well. So
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely. But who are some of the other artists on the West Coast who kind of influence who you are as well?
Mm. Ice Cube,
One of my
Too
favorite.
Short. Hell yeah. Ice Cube, Too Short, E40, most definitely.
For sure.
I want to say YG. YG is underrated as fuck, in my opinion. Like
Right.
people be like hating on him and shit, but I don't know why. Like to me, like he like has that. He resembles the West Coast, in
Right.
my opinion. Like yeah, Kendrick does it too, but like YG's in them streets. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know how to explain it.
You have
He's
the game
more like
in that category as well.
the game.
Mhm.
To be completely honest with you, I'm not really like I haven't gone in depth with his discography, but like from the
Right.
few songs that I've heard, yeah, I think he's a top tier lyricist. But to be honest, I haven't really like
Right.
been in his discography as much, you know.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. All right. So, how has the gang culture impacted your life? Like, the reason why I asked that is because, like, here where I stay at in Jax, like, gang culture is it's not that it's becoming more popular, but it's something that's like you got to move a certain way, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
it's getting to the point where it's like it can happen anywhere at any time. Like you could just be chilling, and you know what I'm saying it can fuck up your whole life, you know. So I was
Yeah,
wondering if you can kind of just speak to that a little bit as far as like how that helps you, like not helps you, but how that impacts you, like your life.
yeah. It's pretty fucked up, like you know, the overall gang culture in America. But in Oakland specifically, I'm not in a gang. I'm not a gang
Right.
affiliated, but from what I've seen, that shit's like fuck. Like I be like sleeping and shit, and then ba ba ba, whole
Right.
clips and shit. Like I go to the park, I see I don't know what it's called. It's like candles, the vigils, right?
Oh, you talking about
I see that.
showcases?
Nah,
Oh,
the
I know what you're talking
candles. You
about.
know what I'm talking
The
about, right?
candle, yeah, for visuals, like when people die and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I see that, that's like fuck, dude. Like that shit, it fucks with somebody's head, bro. You know what
No,
I'm saying?
for sure, yeah.
Like it's like it really makes you think. Like it just, I don't know, like the fact that like you could be, well, like the whole concept of like life and death, it really resonates with me. Like it really makes me think every time. I think about that shit every day, you
Right.
know, because like I'd be like, all right, you know, most people have 70 years to live on this earth. How can I make my 70 years?
Right.
If I, you know, that's
If,
like if,
because that's the
yeah,
if.
that's if,
Yeah,
dude.
like life is crazy, man.
Yeah, because I have friends that, you know, weren't fortunate, you know, to make it that far. But
Yeah, no, same here. And that's why I like for me it's important that I have these conversations with people because sometimes, you know, it's like mental health like it's a real thing, you know, like
yeah,
aside from like what can happen like in real life, like it's things on internally that it's like you gotta wake up and deal with, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
what are some of like the life lessons that you've kind of learned just being where you're at, like in your area?
Uh, if you're gonna do something, you got to do it. That's one thing I've learned. Like being in the Bay, there ain't no second chances. I believe. I feel like if you going, it's like let's take it to the game culture. You know, like that old saying, like says, if you're gonna pull it out, you got to use it. That's
Right.
like saying, like, let's say, like I want to do this music thing. I can't think about anything other like than music. You know, I got to go 100% in it. I
Right.
can't be falling back and be like, oh, if I don't make music, then I could do this.
Yeah, backup plan
Where,
and shit.
yeah, you can't be doing that. That's like it's like Tupac. You know how he was so aggressive. You know,
Mm-hmm.
always like he dropped like 2 albums. Like who the fuck does that? You know,
Yeah, like a double.
like
Yeah, he was
back to
doing double
back.
disc and shit, right?
Yeah, double. Like who does that shit? Like him, like his work ethic really like influenced me. You know, it just like
Right,
it's like I feel like if you gonna that's my motto. Like you really if you gonna do something, you got to do it.
right,
Don't be like backing out. You gotta really just do things. You know.
right. So one of my things were is I noticed in your music you speak a lot about losing people. I was
Mm-hmm.
curious, if there was any way that you handle it specifically, like just the whole concept of, you know, life and death and just going through those things where, you know, like with me, like I've lost people in my life and, you know, like I
Yeah.
kind of just shut down from the world. I'd rather not talk to nobody because, you know, some people, they need people there, like, or they want people there to kind of like help them through it. But for me,
Yeah.
I'm more reserved. I pull away a little bit and I'm just like,
Exactly. That's
for
me.
that time.
Yeah, like I'm more like you. Yeah, I'm more reserved. Like when I lose people, it's I don't go. I know some people go out looking for refugee, talking to people and everything. I
Right.
mean, I did that, but it wasn't like I needed to. Just like, oh, my friends are talking about. I'm like, all right, you know, let's talk about it.
Right.
But personally, I would just to myself, like, it takes some time to recover, I mean, I'm still not recovered from all that shit, but
Right.
just like throughout all the months, like this album is a product of like losing a friend,
Right.
so it's like that shit really fucked me up. That's why like the whole album's pretty dark and everything, but like the way I use music to help cope with that, I feel like that really helps me out overall, like as a person, not even just from an artistry point.
Right. And not to like cut into your answer, but more so like I don't when I listen to Tears in the Rain, I don't feel like this is a dark project. I feel like more so this is somebody who's like it's not struggling with duality, but more so trying to get to that brighter side almost, like someone
Yeah,
who's like
exactly.
I'm seeing this shit being fucked up and like this not cool. Like this not the wave. Like this not the answer. I don't see how like people before us felt like this might have been the way or the cool answer or none of this shit. Like we kind of got
Mhm.
to build away from this. So I don't feel like it's a dark album. I feel like it's more so just like this is a dark tunnel, but yo, if you keep looking, like that light is there, bro. Like
Exactly.
it's there for sure. So um
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly what it is.
right. One thing that I wanted to ask you, I asked the last artist that I interviewed, and I want to kind of make this a routine, like a habit, because
Yeah.
so I'm a mental health awareness advocate. I talk to a lot of people just about like having those conversations and breaking the barrier as far as like talking about coping mechanisms and stuff like that. And one of the questions I wanted to ask you is mental health being one of those things that I care deeply about. What is something that you do to help you cope with things that you're going through?
Um, I really I mean, I don't do it too often, but I do meditate to
Okay.
my personal needs. Like I like let's say something happens, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, you gotta relax, you gotta breathe, bro. And when that doesn't work, I get the pen. I start writing.
Right.
That's like the ultimate form of therapy, in my opinion. Everyone has their own thing. Like
Right.
uh someone may let's say someone's a hooper.
Yeah.
Someone's going through something, you go outside, start shooting hoops.
Right.
You try to like you got to use that as an escape. I feel like in terms of mental health, everybody's got to find their own little thing, and once you get that little thing, you can turn that thing into passion. And those two things can really help you not only make a future for yourself, but I feel like since they go together, it's
Mhm.
like hand in hand. Like, oh, I struggle with, like, for a period of my time I struggled with depression and everything,
Right.
but I had music to help me push forward and look where I am now. I'm not saying I'm like great or anything, but I'm saying
Yeah.
like I feel like personally I've been away since the beginning, like I've made progress,
Right.
but I feel like it's a good thing.
I mean, but that's what it's all really about. The reason why I say that is because so for me, I'll share a bit about myself with you, and I'm gonna always do this in every interview because I feel like
Yeah.
kind of go hands in hand with what I'm trying to say, just because I feel like at a point it kind of gets my point across as far as like things that I've also seen. So I've had two of my friends, like people I'm really close with, commit suicide. So as far as
Yeah.
like mental health goes, that's why it's more so important to me and me going through my own personal things, things that I've dealt with in my past. That's why I feel like it's really important just to have those conversations and especially people that even when we have our deepest darkest moments, that don't mean that like shit is over or we can't make progress towards bettering the
Hmm.
situation or just bettering our lives or whatever the case may be. So I'm really glad that you're finding that progress, whether it be through music or just just in general, because I was talking to one of my homies the other day about this project, bro, and he was like, yo, this is first project. I'm like, word. Like I was like fucking shocked. I'm like, fam, this is not some first project shit. Like a lot of people I heard first project, I'm like, there's a lot of shit we got to work on here. But for you,
Yeah.
it's really different. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Yeah.
really glad that you found something like this to help you go on with everything. But this shit is crazy, bro. Like that shit is crazy.
Thank you, bro.
Um, Another question I wanted to ask you was, what are some of the movements that you're personally adamant about? Like my
Um,
opinion, what mental health awareness. What are some of
yeah.
those?
I mean, you could tell this whole album's about, finding a better purpose and everything. So I really want to push for having like open conversations with each other and not being afraid to be who you are, like if you're struggling with something, like talk about it, if you don't have no other outlet, you got to talk to somebody about it. Cause some people get to the point where they just can't take anymore. And, unfortunate things happen. So I feel like I just want to, this whole world is moving to a more mental health. How do you say it? Like,
Yeah, mental health.
yeah, like a whole movement and everything. So I feel like I want to also push that too. And also I really just want to bring eyes to the communities, like low income communities, like, you know, the hood, you know.
Right.
I really want to show people what it's like and like how we get through things over here, you know,
Mm-hmm.
so they could gain like a better understanding. Because like when you think of gangs, like, oh, when, well, I'm not gonna say white people, I'm gonna say affluent people.
Mm-hmm.
They say, oh, gangs, just they think it's like all bad, but you know, there's a reason for everything.
Right.
Like some people don't have parents, some people are struggling. So like I seen this one video today. It was like he was gonna rob a store and then he's like, oh, it's not enough money for my daughter who's sick. So he put it back. So he just
Right.
walked out and didn't steal anything. So I'm like, you know, everybody got a reason. So I feel like the more we understand, the more we progress.
Right. And just even going back to some of the stuff that I read earlier, like not today, but just like, in my life and everything, that games didn't start like off like how they were. It started because people were trying to protect their block, like their neighborhood from
Yeah,
certain people. So it's kind of, it's like it didn't start off as I'm going out trying to do X, Y, and Z. It started off because sometimes people need that form of protection, and some people need that family culture. So I
exactly.
definitely I don't feel like it should be one of those things that people kind of just try to put inside of one box. But
Exactly.
that shit is kind of wild. So
Yeah.
kind of getting into the project. We'll start getting to the project.
Mhm.
Tears in the Pain. In the intro, you speak more to being reserved into yourself. Do you feel like some of your perspective comes from just being a fly on the wall?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I've never been the popular kid, you know.
Hmm.
I've always been the low key dude, always watching from the sidelines.
Right.
So I feel like it really showed me how to understand people and like how to see, like to see what happens. You know, you see like, well, I'm not gonna say this, but like, uh, you know, like the popular kid, you know,
Hmm.
most of the time they're not perfect. Like even though people from the outside see them like, oh, like they got everything, you know,
Right.
they got bitches, they got money and shit. But nah, but like once you get to know them, like I've been in that position, like where I've get to know the quote unquote popular kid, and they got shit, like, you know, they got shit they're
Right.
dealing with, but you just don't see that. You just see the glitz and the glamour, but you don't really see
The shit they
the
go through.
lows. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No, I feel that. You speak a lot about perseverance on the project. Do you
Hmm.
think having an optimistic mindset goes a long way coming from where you come from?
Yeah, I mean, you got to. I mean, there's certain people that have negative outlooks on life, and I feel like nothing for them will change until they start thinking more optimistic. That's why, like, friends
Hmm.
that I have, like, they think about like negative things. I'm like, nah, dude, like life is different. You know, you gotta, it's deeper than that. You know, like you just gotta like look for the future and look for an answer, look for a purpose. You gotta find your thing. You gotta go with it. You know,
Right.
like it's, I don't know how to explain it, but because it's, I could talk about this for hours and everything.
Now you good, bro. Like we got
But
time.
yeah, yeah. It just like you just gotta persevere. You know.
Right, right. I feel like one of those things that you kind of speak about are just more so like energy. Like if you
Hmm.
if you if you constantly like allow yourself to be sunken in a certain energy, like it's gonna fuck you up. Because the more I'm all about attraction, laws of attraction. So if I'm
Hmm.
constantly talking about negative shit, or I'm constantly feeding into it, or just allowing myself to embrace it, or just feel it, I'm gonna start attracting the same kind of energy. So like
Yeah.
it's kind of like I feel like you act a certain way, that's the kind of energy you meet. So like if I'm rude to somebody, I'm not gonna expect them to be all jolly to me, you know what I'm saying? If I'm rude to
Hell no.
you, I'm expecting the same energy back, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
exactly.
So I feel like that's kind of the same way with life, like if I'm disrespectful to life, if I don't care about my own life, why should life care about me? You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
I feel like that's kind of just more so to the point that you're speaking about. But
Yeah.
so your most streamed song was Funk You Up, you know what I'm saying? I think it had like, what was it, 28,000
Yeah.
streams on there. That shit sounds West Coast as fuck. So
Hell yeah.
can you speak about how that came about?
I mean, I was on YouTube looking for beats and I found the instrumental and everything. I was like, damn, this is some West Coast ass shit. I was like, I
Oh
gotta put,
God,
because you know, like the whole album is jazz and everything. Oakland's
Mhm.
not really known for like jazz, you know?
At all, right?
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Let me show them a bit of the West Coast. Let me show them a bit of Oakland, you know?
Right.
So I was like, you know what, let me talk my shit on. This is the one song
Oh
that I'm gonna talk
God,
my shit. You
you
know what I'm
talk your
saying? Cause
shit
like
for
the whole
real,
album is
yeah.
very like conscious and everything.
Mhm.
But this that one joint, I'm gonna be like, all right, Get out of my way. Let me say my
Yeah,
thing, you know?
right.
So yeah, that just happened, bro. And then also I actually wrote that song. I don't know if you heard, there was another song I dropped previous to the album. It's called Aladdin.
I heard it.
Yeah, but it was all right. And you know, I'm not gonna
Right,
lie. It wasn't my
right.
best thing, but I dropped it and then it wasn't received very good. So I was like, all right. So it kind of like gave me the fire. I was like, all right, I'm gonna talk my shit. I gotta
Right,
show them
right,
that I can actually rap, you know?
right, right, right.
So that's how it came to be, you know.
Yeah,
It's a
so
little story.
it's crazy that you found them instrumentals. Like you found an instrumental online. Like I be looking for instrumentals and be like, fam, I can't fuck with none of this. Like this shit is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. That's why I produce most of my thing. Cause you know, like it's yeah, I produced like 50% of the album.
Oh man, that's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
nuts, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Cause sometimes you can't find those instrumentals on YouTube. So I'm like, I
Right,
like getting in the weeds of it. I like starting from the ground up and just like, cause I could feel it more like that, you know? It's
right.
more me.
Especially when you make your own shit. Like you make, I'm making this. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah.
I know what I'm
It's
trying to look for, so I could just make it.
yeah, yeah, exactly. You take more pride in it, you know?
No, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've only made like probably like one beat in my life, and I'm sad because like I had all the equipment, but like real life shit was going on, so I sold all my shit. But I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
and looking back, I shouldn't have did it. I should have just got my grind up. You know what I'm saying? Because
And
like,
never too late, bro. It's never too late.
come on, you know the facts. You know the facts. But
Yeah.
that shit is crazy though that you produced that. I was gonna, and it's funny because I was gonna ask you that later. Like, as far as the production goes, like who's producing some of these beats? Because like when you listen to the project, you can hear like the instruments, bro. Like
Yeah.
you can like I feel like I'm at a like a concert almost, or like at a set like of people
Hmm.
playing shit, and it feels like I don't know if you ever listen to damn, what's that group called? It's a Spanish group. I feel like anytime I listen to like
Spanish.
bachata or something like that, like I'm like
Uh
you can hear the instruments. It
yeah,
feels like
yeah.
you
You
want to
feel the
like
vibe.
yeah,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
feel
I know
like
what you're talking
I'm
about.
yeah, so I feel like I get that when I'm listening like
Yeah,
to
yeah.
certain instruments. I'm like, oh yeah, he really capturing this shit, bro. And then Funk
Yeah.
Hook came on. I'm like, I might have to get up to this. You know what I'm saying? Like I started stepping around this shit. This shit is
Yeah,
crazy, bro.
yeah.
Nah, that shit is a vibe for sure
For
though.
sure.
So in the song sacrifices you speak on not passing certain things down to your kids. What do you want to leave your child with if you were to perish?
uh Actually I wrote that song from different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
But if I were to have children right now, but I would just I wouldn't really teach him anything about materialism because like I feel like that doesn't really do justice or do good to anyone.
Right.
So I teach them values and like leave them values. Like in the future, like once I have kids, I
Right.
do want to show them the walks of life and how things work, and less about how the greediness and all the envious people around. I just want to show them to be more generous, I guess, you know.
Right. No, that's deep shit, bro. Like a lot of people grow up thinking like if you don't have this, like you're not worth nothing. And some it's not
Exactly.
about what I have or what I don't have. I seen some shit and I didn't like it's crazy like how my mind like Reddit it said we're all equal but like we're not even. And I
Mm-hmm.
was
Yeah.
like and like it's like a state of mind thing to me because I think that we all have we're entitled to the same things but like our it depends on our mindset where we're rated, you know, because
Yeah, exactly.
some people might think like, oh, like if you got the cars and stuff, you good. But like some people like,
Mm.
"Fam, I don't need none of this. As long as I got my homies with me, like we having a good time, I'm
Yeah,
Gucci, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely understand that as far as, cherishing stuff with your friends and family and shit like that.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. I'm more of a mental person than
Hmm.
more like materialistic, you know.
Right. On Can't Cry, you speak about how media plays a part on why people think the way they think and how it damages us. Would you like to expand on that?
Yeah, like social media and everything, right?
Right,
Yeah, I just think social media is depressing as fuck to me. You
right,
know, like I it's kind of crazy how like most I want to say 90% of the people
right. Hmm.
wake up, check their phones, you know? Then you go on
Right.
trending and you see some fucked up shit. Like I remember when George Floyd passed or when he was murdered, because you know,
Yeah.
that shit fucked me up. Like
Right.
I made a song to it. It's not released because you know it wasn't good enough, but
Right.
um I was just like talking about this shit, and I was like, damn, this is really like I remember sitting in my room just like staring at the wall, just thinking about that. I'm like, bro, come on, bro. Like it's 20, like what, 2020 was it?
yes, I think it was 2020. I think
Yeah,
so. I'm pretty sure it
this
was.
this COVID thing got me all fucked up with the time.
Yeah, times all
Yeah,
time fucked up for everybody, man.
yeah, but yeah, that shit fucked me up. So I feel like social media is really depressing. I feel like sometimes we need to put our phone down, look around, talk to people, and just because people don't act the same on social media than they
Right.
do in real life. So I feel like you really need to stay grounded.
Right.
Put your phone down, and just talk to people.
Right. One of those things is like I try to limit myself, like, and not even limit. I've tried in the beginning. I used to watch a lot of those videos of like shit that was going on with like police brutality and stuff like that, or like one of the things that was close to home to me, the dude that got shot in Georgia, where he was like, they were like, oh, he was jogging in the neighborhood. I'm like, fam, it's never like,
That, bruh, that's fucked
and
up.
my homie knew him, so it's like
Oh,
that,
for
like
real?
that, yeah, because my homies
Damn.
live out there, so it's like you see shit like that, and it's like, damn, that's weird, like, but like you watch it, and it's not that you get numb to it, but like it, I'm all about energy, so like you watch something like that, and it could fuck your whole vibration up for like,
That's me. I'm that type of person. It's like I don't
mhm,
know. I'm pretty sure you're like this too. But like you're having it. You say you can have like a good ass day, and like one like fucked up thing ruins the whole thing.
the
Like, and
whole
now you're done for the day.
day,
That's
right?
just me, because I work off energy.
Right. And so like one of the things that I learned is if you like limit yourself or you step away from certain things from a little while, and like I was just crazy because I was gonna ask you about meditating.
Hmm.
For me, like I do meditate. I used to meditate a lot. I kind of like slowed down a little bit just because like I'm starting to get more of a grasp on my mind. So like when something bothers me, I can just be like, that shit bothered me, and then just like cut it off. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
not so much as like cut it off as like remove it, but like I allow myself to like process it and then be like,
yeah,
okay, this is why you was tripping on it. Just let that kind of pass. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not that
yeah,
big of like a deal. But like there's just certain things that like that you got to do, like just to remind yourself, like you can't allow yourself to get caught up in things that like at that moment you can't do anything about, like. So for me, it's like when I see one of those videos, it's like I get mad because it's like, fam, like I feel like someone out there wants me to be super angry, like I'm mad at this, but like that's crazy to me that like it's gonna fuck up my whole vibration if I watch this video. I don't need a video
yeah,
to let me know that this fuck shit is going on. You know what I'm saying? Like I
yeah,
know it is, and then it's like we don't put no trigger warnings on the videos. We just put them out, and I'm like, oh, what's this? And then, bah, you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
or someone screaming. You know what I'm saying, all this other shit. It's like, fam, like my eyes wide. I'm not looking away from it. It's like, why should it be normal for us to see death? Like, why should that be
Yeah,
a normal thing, and
yeah.
that's one of the things that kind of just like it fucks with me a little bit mentally. So when you speak towards that in the project, and it's crazy because it's going through the track list, like on like the first 6 songs, first 7 songs, I'm just listening to it and I'm like, damn, this man is really speaking on like how I feel about a lot of the shit that's like going
Hmm.
on today. So on the track Sing About Me, you directly pay homage to Kendrick. So I have
Hmm.
a
Yeah.
two-part question. The first question is how important is paying homage to you?
Probably at the top of the list because the way I see things, if you're inspired, you got to show it. No, obviously not.
Hmm.
I read your review about the project, and I was like, yeah, you made a lot of sense. Like, oh, I gotta tone down the inspirations,
Right.
but yeah, I feel like if you're gonna be inspired by something, don't just take it and just like make it like subliminal, I guess.
Right,
Yeah, I
right,
feel
right.
like you got to show like respect. That's why when I put "Sing About Me," like, because in the original song, I forgot what it was called,
Sing About
but
Me, Down to Thirst.
yeah, that's where I was listening to that song because I was obsessed
Mhm.
with that song for like about a month
I
straight
was
on
too.
repeat, like
On
just
repeat.
like yeah, it just like the whole message of it. And then I took
Hmm.
that message and it kind of made it my own. I was like, oh, sing about me? What does that phrase mean to me?
Hmm.
What? And then I started thinking, I'm like, oh, like, and it was a very dark time in my life. Like, oh, sing
Right.
about me. The way I saw it, the way I interpreted it was, oh, if I were to pass, would you sing about me? You
Right.
know,
Right.
like the people that are with you right now, and the
Hmm.
people that are not, will the people that are not sing about you after you die? Like
Hmm.
it's like the same thing. It's like show your flowers while they're here.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
I don't know the exact phrase,
Yeah,
but
give people their flowers while they're here.
yeah, well, so they can smell them or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am. Like I don't want to live with regrets. Like, and I don't want to, let's say like I really appreciate this person. then I don't want to wait till something bad happens where I can't tell them. Then I'm gonna have regret. You know, I want to
Right.
show homage and kind of really pay respects to people, not even artists, just people in general. You know.
Right. That was a huge song for me because the same as you said, like "Sing About Me, I'm Down and Thirst," like not just the first half of the song, but the second half, just like I think that song's like 6, 7 minutes long. That shit is crazy. But like
Yeah,
I'll
it's hella
listen
long.
to it like repeatedly because it's like the more I listen to it, you can just hear him talking about longevity more so, just like about, like the shit that you care about now, it might not matter in the future, or the things that you feel or how certain people out look at you, like it won't matter futuristically. And like life is precious, you can't live your life thinking just about how someone may feel about certain things. So the other half of the question that I have for you was, do you only value the opinion of those around you, or does outer opinions bother you?
uh, I value pain, like everything. You know, if
Mhm,
someone's going through pain, because like I said, I go off energy. So if
mhm,
someone, like, let's say I'm having a good day and then one of my friends is like, oh, fucked up with shit, like that energy is gonna transfer to me. I'm like, oh, what's up? Like, like I'm gonna try to help that person out because I feel like as a human race, I feel like we gotta work together to better the future.
right,
Just even as family, as friends, I feel like we gotta be more united because I know family may not be as tight for everyone. For me, it's not that
right.
much, but I feel like talking to people and just like being more open about things really helps, the situation.
Well, do you think that blood kind of determines family, or family is anybody that you feel like you can build that bond with?
I think family is anyone that you feel a mutual respect for,
Right.
like I have friends, very close friends I've known for like I want to say 7 years since I
Mhm,
was in middle school. I'm 19 now.
right.
I consider that family. Even though we're not blood related,
Mhm,
we even different races, different colors and everything, but I feel like we're family because we're able to communicate with each other and talk about certain things.
right, right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right. So my next question was, all right, so February 20th. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably that second half of that song is probably my,
Hmm.
my favorite shit on this whole entire project, just because
Hmm.
you say some shit that I like. That shit had me like, oh man, like this. I couldn't put that into different words. So on February
Yeah.
20th, you said, I can't, you can't change the path of life.
Hmm.
Um, this spoke volumes to me. Do you feel like everything is predetermined, or you feel like every whatever happens in life is going to, or is meant to happen?
I think it's a little bit of both because it's all about perspective. Because I could think that I'm making my own choices, but in reality, I seen this one thing. It was like it's like a theory that you really have no choice because everything that has brought you up has like made you make that decision.
Right,
Due to influences and how you were raised. So I feel like it's more like a little bit of both because like death is inevitable. We're all gonna die one day.
right.
I feel like even though no one wants to accept it, we got to come to terms with it. And but it's very tough. It's not easy. So I feel like when I said that line, I was like, you can't change the path of life. It's just you just can't. You just gotta accept it. You gotta cherish the time that you have with the people around you.
Right. Wow,
Yeah.
man. I mean, regardless, I feel like just listening to you say it though, it kind of put things to a different perspective, because for me, it's like, um, kind of in the same vein that like what you're saying. It's more so like, if you choose to go this route, I feel like everything that you do leading up to it's gonna lead you to that route.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
regardless
Exactly.
if your intention was to go there. You know what I'm saying? Like let's say
Mm-hmm.
like I'm doing media now, but like somehow I end up in the fucking, I don't know, like aeroscience or some shit like that. But like
Yeah.
somehow all this connected and interlooped into
Mm-hmm.
it. Like I was
Yeah.
still always supposed to get here all along. So I feel like, in a sense, I think no matter what you set your mind on, like whatever your end goal is, I feel like you choose the end goal, but the routing, I feel like is like, or maybe the end goal is always what was going to be,
Predetermined.
but
Yeah.
yeah, but the route there is what you decided to be.
Yeah. Exactly.
And one of the things that I feel like though is like in life is, now are you promised to get there? You know what I'm saying, like to that end
Mm-hmm.
goal. no one knows, one of
Yeah.
the things that I heard at a funeral that I felt like was probably one of the things that kind of not shaped my life but changed my life for like a lot was it's not about the day before or the day after, like the day that you were born and the day you die. It's about the hyphen. Like what did your life mean? What did it contain? Like what
Yeah.
was like what who did you impact? You know what I'm saying, who did you touch? You know what I'm saying, like, and that shit
Yeah.
kind of bothered me because I was like, oh damn, like what have I done? Like, all right,
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
let me start getting my feet on the ground and start getting out here and trying to do a little bit more. So when you say things like, you can't change the path of life, I'm like, damn, like I really feel that because like some people do feel like that, like but
Hmm.
like maybe not in that aspect, but more so just like I can't get out of where I'm at, like I can't change this, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So
It's like desperation.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
And so I feel that. So okay, mama's boy.
Hmm.
You said sitting in the dark is the only time I feel like I'm me. And that's when I was gonna ask you, did you believe in meditating, and then if you ever tried it? Because
Yeah.
when you say, I'm sitting in the dark and I'm just thinking of everything, to me, that's a form of meditating to me.
Yeah,
Like
that's actually what it is, meditating, you
right,
know?
all right. Do you feel like those times that you say that you don't feel like it helps, do you feel like it's more so just like fuck, like I'm trying to calm myself and stuff like that?
Hmm.
Do you practice breathing techniques with it as well? Like, breathing is like a really big instrument in helping your mind circulate and everything, just kind of like
Yeah.
clear everything out. Like when I meditate, I try to count my breaths just because like it takes the focus away from me thinking about what I'm thinking about. And now I'm just like, oh, like okay, in out. So like, do you
Yeah.
feel like you try to incorporate that into it as well, or
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like sitting in the dark. I feel like personally that's like the only time I feel like I'm true to myself because you don't see anything, it's all in your head.
Mhm.
It's pitch black. You're just thinking about things. And when I breathe, when I meditate, because it's like my own form, I don't know how to properly meditate.
Right, right, right.
But I don't try to force my breaths, I'm like you gotta make it like it's like when they say everyone runs at their own pace. I feel like
Right,
you gotta breathe at your own pace. Like if you're breathing heavy, all right, you gotta relax, think about it, tone it
right,
down, like make it so you feel comfortable. Don't breathe until you feel awkward or anything. Just breathe until you feel like yourself and breathe until you feel safe, I guess.
right.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. So okay, so in Blessing, you speak on wanting to sign with Cole or Hove. So, if you had to choose which you would rather sign to, would you rather sign to TDE or Dreamville?
CDE or Dreamville. Mm, that's tough.
Yeah, I know.
Cause
Like,
I mean, TDE probably has the most stars on it, but
right,
Dreamville has like all the raw underground talent. But I feel like if you go to TDE, you're like people know you. If you go
right,
to Dreamville, people might not know you. So I feel like I might choose TDE just because their track record. They got SZA,
right,
Isaiah Rashad, Kendrick, most.
for
You
sure.
know, just like their whole roster. Just like if you make it there, it's for a reason.
Right,
It's not a
right,
fluke. So I
right.
feel like it's like the heavy hitters. I'd have to go with TDE most
Um,
definitely.
so we're going with TDE. Do you feel like that them like holding your project until, you know what I'm saying, the whole rotation goes would be an issue, or like, nah, you
Yeah,
fine with that?
I mean, uh, yeah, that's actually I was thinking about that when you asked me that question. I mean, I feel like I don't think it would be an issue because I feel like everyone has to share the space,
Right,
but because it's really smart the way they do it and everything.
right,
But I feel like that actually work, for me because I like to work in phases. I don't like to work in like because like right now I'm not writing as much, but like it's because I'm trying to conceptualize things. I'm thinking about life,
right,
in the quarantine. I go to work and I come home, that's really all the life I have. But when things start opening up, that's when I get to gain more experiences and everything.
right,
So I feel like being able to, how they slate projects and everything, I feel like that would actually complement my style of work, the
right.
way I like to think about phases of my life. Like every album, like
Mhm.
I think I told you this earlier and when we were messaging, but like I like to make every album like a phase of my life. So I feel
Right,
like that wouldn't uh be a bad thing.
right. Um, so and all right, so all right. This is the outro of the project, Tears in the Rain. How does this track come about from the Absol's outro and the Mortal Man? How do you mix all that into one pot and just be like, all right, I'm gonna put this all together and I'm gonna give this as an outro? How does that come
All
about,
right.
man?
So originally, I'm actually like surprised you caught that, but that's actually a Mortal Man sample.
Oh, it is?
So yeah, like so I don't know if you know Terrace Martin.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you
Come on,
do.
man. Come on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you a
yeah,
Kendrick
yeah. Come
fan.
on, man. Yeah.
So it's actually a song he called Mortal Man. Then Kendrick, I guess he heard it and he's like he sampled it in his own song.
Right.
So I like Mortal Man so much that actually I was like, oh, what did he sample? Then I seen Terrace Martin's song and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta rap on this for sure.
Right, right, right.
Like I'm a big Kendrick fan and I'm a big Terrace Martin fan. I love jazz and all that. So actually that second half came last. Like it was the last thing I wrote in the album.
Mhm.
But the first half is actually I was listening to it because I don't know if you know I think it's called Kendrick's Interlude, but on Absol's project.
No, I
You've never
haven't
heard it?
listened to it. No,
Yo,
because
you gotta hear it.
it's
That's
cool.
probably Kendrick's one of his best songs.
Really?
Yeah, it's like it's not well, like the content of it is like he just like talking shit,
Oh,
but
really?
like it's like on some high power shit. Like
Oh,
yeah,
like Section
I'm
80
pretty
type
sure you've
shit?
heard it. Yeah, but like it's like Absol's outro, but like I think they did it like in 2015.
See, because like
But
I never really got into Absol like that. Like,
yeah, it's like I guess like that album is a continuation of Section 80. So
oh,
it's like you got to listen to it. Like it's like some top tier shit. But yeah, I wanted a song like Absol's outro and
mhm,
Kendrick's interlude. It's like, all right, how can I like produce like something like that to that degree? Then I just,
right.
I did my thing on my producing side, and I was like, all right, with Absol's outro, they're spitting fast, they're speaking facts,
Yeah, they
and they're
talking
saying
their
what they
shit.
got to say,
Yeah.
and then, so I was doing that, rapping fast and everything. I don't know, I'm asking a lot of questions throughout the first half of the song, which really have no answers,
Hmm.
something to think about.
Right.
So what I wanted to do was like, since the song is so fast paced, I wanted to slow it down. I wanted to be like, all right, let's hit the switch,
Hmm.
tone it down. Then we fade into the Mortal Man sample. And that's when I start being a little bit more introspective and having like, I don't want to say answers, but like,
Hmm.
how do I say it? More like coping mechanism. Like, all right, is if I don't have the answer to this, then at least I can find a workaround around it. Like,
Right.
does problems like an answer for certain things, like, oh, what happens after we die? And then the second half of the Tears in the Rain, the song, I speak more to that. I'm saying like how I need to help people, because I gotta feel like I gotta help people. That's like a need.
Right.
I think I have a line that's like, I don't know the specific line because it's been a while since I
Right.
went over the lyrics, but I was basically saying that I'm selfish in a way that I need to help people.
Bro.
You got that lyric, right?
No, listen, listen, listen. I literally, you can't see it, but like in here, you see it scribbled out right here. I was
Mm-hmm.
gonna ask you about that shit. I was dead ass. I was like, you say that you're selfish, because you want to like do things for other, for you're saying you're doing for other people, but really you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah, because
And I was
I
like,
feel the need to help people.
right, right,
That makes
right.
sense.
And I'm like, but that doesn't make you selfish in my mind because it's like,
Yeah.
and then
It's like a
like,
paradox.
right, right, right. Because
Yeah, yeah.
like in reality, and I was gonna say this to you. I was like, how do you? Cause I was gonna ask you how you feel about this. So if you're saying something to like, if you're saying something, if I'm doing something for me, it's not that I don't feel like it's selfish, right? Like because
Mm-hmm.
like at the end of the day, I have to live for me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, exactly.
I can't live for nobody else. Everything that I do in result affects me personally. You know what I'm saying? Like only
Mm-hmm.
me. Like so for me, is it selfish or is it just more so being like I understand that I have to benefit from this somehow?
I think it's all a matter of perspective because it depends how you're feeling. Like, let's say I want to do something, then someone's like, oh, let's go hang out, like have a
Mhm.
good time. I'm like, nah, sometimes you got to do things for yourself. Like, no matter what, you got to do things
Right.
for yourself. And sometimes I feel like you got to get away from that quote unquote selfishness, which isn't really selfishness, just for yourself. You
Right.
gotta you
Right.
gotta maintain your own health and just like
Mhm.
your future. So I feel like sometimes you do need to escape from that, do things for other people, but then again, it's not really selfishness. So
Right.
that's just my perspective on it. I feel like that's one of my more important lines throughout the whole album because like I'm not selfish. I'm not being selfish. I'm just doing what I got to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So Going over that, just as far as the selfishness goes, you already stated you're a pretty big Kendrick fan and everything. So, one of my favorite songs is "Offer to Pimp a Butterfly." It's a song called "You." Um,
Mm-hmm.
my question to you was, is on February 20th, when you did the second half where the song splits, was that kind of an inspiration for that second portion of the song? Because I know, like, going into that, you can hear almost like the not the negative side, but that half of you that's kind of just like, fuck, man, life is just
You're
it's
like
tough,
like
it's
me in the
tough.
12th round going against Mayweather,
Right, right,
already
right.
beaten up. Yeah, I actually wrote that song like the day my friend passed. Like I hit the studio right after. I was like, bro,
Oh,
I gotta express myself.
right,
But yeah, during that period of time, I was listening to a lot of Timber Butterfly. That song's about mental health and depression and everything. So you was actually what I had in my playlist already. You could tell, I'm pretty sure that the inspiration was like taken,
mm-hmm.
but it was like more like homage. I'm like, all right, Kendrick showed me how to express myself, so I'm gonna express myself in a similar
Right,
way. And that I feel like that song is very therapeutic in me, even though it may not be like the most best sonically sounding song on the album. I feel like that's the most therapeutic one to me. That one and Mama's Boy, because
right.
they're really not negative, but they're like toned down, introspective songs.
Right. For me, it's crazy, like, cause it kind of speaks to like my mind being polar opposite. Like, two of my favorite songs off of there is "You" and "I." So it's like,
Yeah.
like, cause on "You" can hear like like not only from other people's perspective, but it's just certain things that's inside of it that like it also speaks to, like, just you can hear the bottles like just clinking together the entire time,
Yeah.
like just symbolizing, like just the like some people they engulf themselves in alcohol, as
Yeah,
a,
like coping mechanisms.
exactly, exactly. So just speaking on that, and then you have the opposite side of it of I like just being so free and just being like, okay, besides all this shit that's going on, to me, I love me, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
just loving those songs. So some extra questions that I wanted to ask you. What are your favorite projects out right now?
Um what I got in my rotation. I'm really taking it old school because I want to
Mm,
go back to the roots on my next album.
okay.
Still keeping it jazz, but I want to see like where because I say I'm a student in hip hop, but I want to go even deeper. So right now I'm listening to Pac right now, a lot of
Okay.
Pac and West Coast influences.
Right.
So Corrupt,
Oh,
E40,
okay.
but but yeah, I'm right now like of new things I'm listening to. I don't know. I know people Logic gets a lot of shit, but I'm
Right.
listening to No Pressure because I know his bars were like you can say what you want about Logic.
Right.
Everyone has their opinion on him, but I feel like his pen is it's been there even though he hasn't shown it.
Right.
So I feel like I've been listening to a lot of No Pressure, a lot of who else? I'm still listening to Pimple Butterfly.
Hmm.
Uh, who else? Actually, I'm gonna go on my Spotify right now. You got the time or what?
I mean, if anything, we kind of go into the next question. If anything, I was gonna ask you, top five West Coast rappers to you.
Oh, at the moment or real time?
Either, whichever one you feel more
All
comfortable
right,
answering.
let me go all time. Top five. I'm gonna put Pac at number one easily.
Pod
Yeah.
from West
No, but
Coast.
look, yeah. Well, you don't want to put him on the West Coast. I mean, because it's like he
I mean,
wasn't
I
born.
feel what you're saying. I feel what you're
Yeah,
saying.
you know what I'm saying. But like, wait. I mean, well, who would he put out number one?
I feel like I'm biased, right? Because I'm from down south, so it's like
Yeah,
I'm not from West Coast. But if me personally,
yeah. You would put Kendrick, right?
I put Cube.
Q.
I put Ice Cube as number one. Like, just with him being with niggas with attitude. He has the group resume, and he has a solo resume. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, you're right. You're right. But I feel damn that's tough. All right, I'll put Pac and Cube top two. Yeah,
Okay.
because NWA that's my favorite group of all time.
Right.
Yeah, I know people like Wu Tang a lot. I like Wu Tang a lot too,
Tank
but to me,
Fire.
just because I'm from the West Coast, I'm obviously more
No
biased.
brainer for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So NWA is gonna be my best favorite group. So I'm gonna say Pac, Ice Cube, Kendrick. I'm gonna say Snoop. No,
Right.
actually, I'm gonna put Dr. Dre and then Snoop.
Okay.
Because Dr. Dre, I feel like he's done so much for the West, and I feel like if we didn't have Dr. Dre, the West wouldn't be as prominent as it is right now. Like
No,
like it's a no-brainer,
yeah, no, for sure. It's a lot of people who wouldn't be here right now without that man. So it's like,
Yeah, exactly.
or even with that cosign, like I think almost everybody on that list has been through Dre. So it's kind of just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
crazy.
everyone on it actually had.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's crazy.
But yeah, no, that's a solid top five.
Yeah.
Do you listen to any other genres outside of hip hop?
I'm trying to get into a old school like more like sonically experimenting albums, more like the Beatles, I guess, because I want to like expand my sound, like not only hip hop. I'm listening to the Beatles right now. I'm listening to what's that one band?
Queen,
Oh,
Metallica.
Queen. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Queen.
my girl sister just like started trying to put me on Queen. And I'm like, I've heard of them, but I've never listened to them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
just trying to listen to them. But that's like
Yeah.
that's some classic shit to be trying to experiment with.
Yeah, because like like Kendrick, I could tell he listens to like some shit. Like, oh, I'm also listening to a lot of Michael Jackson. I say that. That's like
Pop right there.
probably the second most listened to artist right now because he's the GOAT. I
No,
think he's the best singer of all time.
sing of all time.
Yeah, I feel because his impact
Oh
and
man,
everything.
no, for sure,
Yo,
his impact is crazy.
well, who do you think? Who's your top one?
Singing,
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I don't have one. Like it's hard.
yeah,
It's hard out here, bro. Like I've
yeah,
gotten to the point where it's like I've listened to so many different artists. It's kind of like when somebody asks me, "Who's your top five, dead or alive?" Like I don't know. Like
yeah. You can't answer that,
yeah,
but
like in what regards? Like, do you mean impact? Because if we talking impact, I would put Wayne as number one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, yeah,
but if we're talking about like lyrically, like it would have to be somebody like Black Thought, Eminem. I don't know
bro.
what I'm saying. Like,
Black Dot, I think he's top five of all time because just
right?
his pen just is too good.
No,
He's
for
underrated
real.
as fuck though. I think.
But then you got oh well, like what about energy? Because then you got people like DMX or like Method Man. It's like
Yeah,
you not you put them on a stage with somebody else and they gonna outshine whoever it is. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like
Cause
just shit like that
they're more present. You know.
for sure, 10,000%.
Yeah.
So you sent me a pack of unreleased singles.
Uh,
Do you plan on doing the deluxe version?
I was actually thinking about that, but I don't know. I still have to think about it. But what do you think about those songs?
So the ones that I listened to, I think I wrote them down actually. I can't
Mm-hmm.
remember. Actually, I got them right here. So I was listening to it. The songs I was fucking with for real was Do You Understand, Inception, and it was titled Soul Cry, but like when I clicked into it, like
Oh
it
yeah, that was
said
like
Flowers.
flowers. That
Right.
yeah, that was the last minute change.
Flowers is hard to me. So for me, it's like when
Yeah,
I listened to it, I was like, I mean, both of them were hard. Inception, I think, was kind of like Absol's outro. I think
yeah. I sampled it. Yeah,
yeah. So I was like, oh shit, we back. Like we lit. Like, oh another
yeah,
it's the second half of this shit. So I was like, okay, cool.
yeah.
I realized that you did the one of your singles before was the I think
Think of you
yeah, Think of
part
You
one.
part one was
Yeah,
part one. So I heard that one after I heard part two. I was like, whoa,
yeah,
whoa, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
so I heard the
yeah,
first one, but I really fuck with the first one. The first one was super, super hard. So it's like
yeah,
when I
yeah,
heard the second one, I was like, oh shit, like I didn't even know like this. So I'm gonna have to re-listen to the second one, like so I can kind of like you know
yeah,
what I'm saying put everything together for me. Um,
yeah.
so
Not, but
oh my bad.
but
Go ahead.
go
No,
ahead.
you go, yeah. So
uh,
you're planning on doing deluxe or what's going on with that?
see, the problem with those songs is that they contain like samples that are obvious, you know.
Right,
So
right, right.
I'm not sure if I could like Absol's outro. I wanted to put that. I was supposed to be on the album. That was
Mhm.
supposed to be the intro actually. But
Really?
yeah, but
That would have been
I
crazy.
didn't finish recording it, but you could tell when you hear the song because
Hmm.
I fade off in some of the lyrics.
Yeah.
But like I just like I wanted to be the outro. I mean the intro so bad, but I knew because the sample I wouldn't be able to do it.
Mhm.
So I might just release that just like on some YouTube shit, you
On
know.
some YouTube shit. I was literally
But
just about to say that shit to you.
yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It might be an EP. I might find a workaround around it. I might just redo the instrumental to make it my own.
Right.
But those seven songs, I believe.
7 songs.
Yeah, those they're gonna see the light of day for sure. Whether it be within the next 2-3 months. But yeah, the Think of You Part Two, that one's dropping for sure. I'd
Okay.
say that though.
No, definitely. All right. So on the project there was no features. Is there any reason for that?
I feel like I don't know. I feel like I wanted it because this is my first album. I wanted it to be all me.
Right.
On my next albums, I'm gonna put some features, you know. But I feel like I wanted the first time people to hear my album, I wanted to be like, oh, like it's only this kid. I didn't want no distractions, you
Right.
know. But obviously, I took inspiration from J. Cole. I'm like, all right, fuck it, no feature.
Right. Right.
We ain't
I
going
would say
platinum though. I'll tell you that.
right.
Not
I
right
mean,
now.
I definitely think there's anything wrong with, being selfish with your art, you know what I'm saying? Like, fam,
Yeah,
I want both verses, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to talk my shit.
yeah,
So it's like, when I hear that, I'm like, I immediately think like, damn, like he really did some J. Cole shit, you know what I'm saying? Where like, I don't
yeah,
want nobody else talking on my shit. I want to be the
yeah.
sole person. So, but I mean, for you to have no verse, like no features, like how like long the project is, like as far as it being, I think it was like, I think somewhere like 30 minutes or 20 something minutes or something like
Yeah,
that.
like
Uh,
40, 30 minutes.
yeah, 30, 40 minutes. Like that's a long time for just like one person to be able to like talk their shit.
Yeah.
So for me, I think that's like mad impressive,
Yeah. Also, pass it them. Uh,
yeah.
also another reason why I didn't have features too is because I felt like no one else could really walk through my shoes.
Right.
You know, because I feel like if I put someone, let's say I put someone I can't cry, they wouldn't be able to match the intensity. Oh, I feel like because you know, I like I see the vision, I see exactly what I'm talking about.
Right.
So I feel like no one would be able to match that. You know,
Um all
to a
right.
certain degree. You know.
All right, let me challenge you one time, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you listened to Vic Mental or no?
Yeah. Yeah.
You heard then what's that mixtape called? Fuck, it had like orange on it. It
I
had
actually haven't listened to a full project. That's the
all right.
thing. I've only heard certain songs.
So he had this song with Ab Soul called Holy Holy.
Hmm.
And it was like a real like it's really like a really sad song, but like it's Vic's song. So when he's on it and then Ab Soul comes on, it's like Ab Soul takes that shit to like the next level. Like I was already sad listening to it, but then when Ab Soul starts spitting about Lori and everything, it's like, oh
Yeah.
shit, like, oh man, like I like how do I feel exactly what he's saying, you know what I'm saying? Just because I lost someone too, so I know where that's coming from. So for me, it's like sometimes I feel like people might like take away from your artistry, you know what I'm saying, if you put them on there
Hmm.
on certain songs. But I
Yeah.
feel like if you find that right artist, like
Yeah. Exactly.
that understands that speaks to that before, and if you put them in there, like I don't think that they might not take, you know what I'm saying, take might not be able to match it, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that like futuristically, if you do a project or not a project, just do a song with somebody, I think that
Hmm.
somebody might surprise you, man, that they're able to get into
Yeah.
that realm for sure.
Yeah, but like the main reason was really I couldn't really find anyone, you know. But if I did have the opportunity to work with, I mean, I don't have because like when I was making this album, I didn't really have that many connections. It was just
Mhm,
really just me, so I didn't really like I wasn't out there. So like
mhm.
I would hit people up like and like I wouldn't get a response back. So
Right.
that's also like shit.
No,
Like
I
I
mean
would love to have them in the song.
I'm making that face because I know exactly what you mean. Like my first couple projects, because I used to make music too. I mean, I still kind
Hmm.
of double and dabble now, but I don't really like
Yeah.
as much. But like it was hard. Like I was like, damn, if I can get this person or someone to do this, and no one would do it, so I'd be like, all right, fuck it, I guess I gotta do it myself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so I understand the issue of having to do that, and here it's kind of hard because it's like a lot of artists don't want to work with other artists. Like artists would much
Exactly.
rather like I'm just gonna do this show on my own. It's like you don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like it
Yeah.
would be
Yeah.
better if we all clicked up
Yeah.
instead of be on some
Hey.
I don't need nobody type shit. But
Yeah. My next album for sure gonna have features though. I'll tell you that. Like I want to do that.
I'm looking forward to the next project.
Yeah.
It's already been on rotation. Like I listen to February 20th probably like 3 times a day, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
For
Like,
sure, bro. I
shit fire.
appreciate it.
So one of the last things that I wanted to say before we got out of here
Mhm.
is there anything that you want to tell the people before we get out of here? Like anything that you want to share, you know what I'm saying? Anything coming out, you know what I'm saying? Anything you're working on.
Uh, I want to tell them stay tuned because I say one this summer is gonna be some dope shit. I got the side project. I haven't sent it to you. I might send it to you, but it's not like fully fleshed out.
Mhm.
It's like some trap shit. That's the thing. But
Yeah,
like
oh shit.
we might turn up for the summer, but we gonna see. We gonna see.
We're gonna
I
see
just
what
want to tell
happens.
everybody to stay tuned. We
All
gonna
right,
turn up
man.
a little bit. We been conscious for a minute. We gonna take a step back. You know, we gonna chill out for the summer.
Okay.
You know, but We'll see. We'll see.
All right, man. Well,
Yeah,
it was a pleasure for having you, man. I appreciate you doing this interview with me.
yeah. I appreciate it.
Congratulations to you. I didn't even get a chance to mention on winning Battle of the Underground, bro.
Hell yeah, I
that's
was psyched
big,
as
bro.
fuck.
Yeah, man. I'm like in there, like, cause I'm in there. I'm listening, like, fam. I already know what this project like, so I'm not surprised that this shit fire as fuck. So like, people like, oh, this man DP, I'm fucking with this project for real. I'm like, yeah, y'all gotta get on this, man. This shit is crazy, bro. Like, but
Yeah.
nah, I just want to congratulate you on winning the
For
competition. I
sure,
hope to
bro.
see
I
you
appreciate
in
it.
there futuristically.
Hmm.
Not only that, but incredibly dope project that you put out, man. And I hope to talk to you soon in the future.
Yeah, yeah.
And thank you, man. Thanks for doing the interview
It's
with me.
all good. Nah, I appreciate it, bro. It's my first interview, so it's pretty dope.
All right, for
For
sure,
sure.
bro. Stay safe, man.
It's good.
All right, bro. Peace.
They told me don't think